Hey guys, it is week 5. This would be my, I guess last week I said 4-week update, but really that would have been my 3rd week of pregnancy that I was talking about. And now I am 5 weeks and 2 days, so the week I'm telling you about would be my 4th week now. Let's see. This week I had a lot of lower abdominal cramping. It reminded me of round ligament pain, but I never got that this early with my first 2 pregnancies. So that was a little different. And it was a lot of times it was mostly on the left side. And then another symptom is I've been really cold at night. The house can be 73 degrees and I am still putting on my winter pants and a sweatshirt and covering up with a blanket until I go to bed. And about 2 hours into sleeping, I'm kicking everything off, changing into shorts and a t-shirt, and sleeping on top of the covers with a fan on me. So it's really weird that in the evenings I just get really cold. That's also the time that I was getting my sickest. Last week I was hungry all day long. I was also a bit nauseous feeling. About every half an hour I'd have to eat something, or I'd start to feel sick, or just like that starving feeling. Every 30 minutes, it didn't matter what I ate 30 minutes ago, I was hungry again. And because of that and other things, I actually put on 6 pounds in the last week. I don't think all that is sticking around. We went to the fair the day before I weighed in, and we pretty much ate whatever we wanted, which is very unusual. Usually we get 2 things to eat at the fair and that's it, and we come home going, whoa, why didn't we eat anything? This time we stopped and we got whatever food we wanted, and we shared it between the 4 of us, so everything we got, it was like 1 or 2 bites a piece and then it would be gone. But still, that's a lot of fried food and food that I have not been eating, so that didn't help. And another issue I've been having is constipation. Major issue for me in the beginning of pregnancies. This one has been the worst of all 3 of my pregnancies so far. It's been pretty miserable. And I'm sure that doesn't help the scale either. So we'll see what happens next week. I'm hoping I actually lose some, but we'll see. And heartburn. I've had heartburn this week, and it's so weird to experience heartburn every day because that's what I used to do before I lost the weight. So before January, before I was working out and eating right, I would get heartburn on a regular basis. Now I'm still working out and eating right most days, and I get heartburn from lots of different things. Last night, just laying in bed after dinner, I was getting heartburn. So, haven't had to take anything for it yet. I just kind of sit up and let it pass. It doesn't last around too long, so that's good. And I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say about this week. I have been writing in this journal. It's called Countdown to Baby, a day-by-day journal for moms-to-be. A friend of mine got this for me when I was pregnant with my first, and I absolutely loved it, and I got the same journal for my second, and now I've got the same one for my third. So inside it's really neat because every day they tell you your baby on this day and your body on this day. So it tells you what you're going through, and then it has a spot for you to write how you feel and your thoughts for the day. You fill in your own dates, and it tells you day 258, and it's a countdown, 257, all the way until your due date. And then as you flip through, it's got spots to weigh in, and then little quotes from mommies and what they've been saying say about pregnancy. And then it's got places to put your baby bump photos. This is the end of the 1st trimester, and it's really neat because it has a little page here and it says Daddy's turn, Daddy's thoughts and feelings. And then it says happiest moment so far, my concerns or fears, my hopes and dreams for the baby, a message to my pregnant wife and partner, and my guess at the baby's gender. So it has little things like that at the end of each trimester. And then at the very end, it has a place for you to write in a letter to your baby, and your birth story and how it all went. So I thought it was a really cool thing. I'm more likely to keep up with this than a baby book. Gabby, my first, has a baby book filled out until her first birthday, very detailed. Lily's is half filled out, and I don't know if number 3 will even get one. I'm sure they'll get one. I just don't know how detailed I will be filling it out. I know I have, like on Lily's, I have a lot of stuff just crammed in there, ready to fill it out, you know, just waiting for me, but she's turning 2 here, and I don't have anything, I don't know, probably 6 months and up. So you get really busy once the babies are born. This is nice. I do it in the evening before I go to bed, and what's really fun now is when after I write down how my day went today, I go back to my previous journals from my previous pregnancies and I read what it was like for me on this day of pregnancy in my previous pregnancies, and that's really fun to see. Oh yeah, I didn't have heartburn yet, or oh yeah, I was tired then too. Because you remember different than what it was really. At least I find that I have been. I was much more tired, I feel, with the first 2. But I might just be explaining away my tiredness this time. I have been very busy this past week. We went to the fair. That was a whole day of walking around. I'm chasing after a 1 and 3-year-old. And we are doing some yard work. We're actually putting a patio in our front yard ourselves by hand. So I started digging that out last week, and I spent hours out there digging out all this heavy soil. I dug until I got a blister, and now my blister keeps popping open, so that's really sore. You know, there's just all these things that would make me tired on a normal basis, so it's hard to tell what is pregnancy related and what is just being tired because I worked hard that day. As far as anything else, I actually feel like I'm getting a little better. I don't have to eat quite so often, which I'm very thankful for, because I do not want to start gaining weight. The 6-pound gain, guys, that really broke my heart, because, you know, I was on this weight loss journey. I did so well, and with my first trimester on both my first pregnancies, I lost weight. I didn't gain any weight. So to see a plus on the scale, like the first pregnancy weigh-in that I know of, that really hurt. It really hurt. But I still am going to the gym. I didn't go this Monday because it was a holiday and they didn't open till later, and my husband had to work. And I did go to the doctor today. It was pretty much, yes, you're pregnant kind of appointment. It was kind of funny because the doctor came in and said, congratulations. She was my doctor for my second, for Lily. She goes, yes, you are pregnant. I'm like, okay, I knew I was pregnant. I have 15 tests at home, but I had to go in for insurance reasons because I needed a letter from her stating I was pregnant. And she goes, okay, well, your next appointment to schedule will be between 8 and 10 weeks. We like to see you in here. And I said, yep, I actually already made that. It's funny because with Gabby, my first pregnancy, I was, you know, the day I found out, I was calling the doctor and saying, oh, when can I come in? I'm pregnant, and wanted to come in the very next day. And this one, I'm like, yep, I'm pregnant. Okay, 8 to 9 weeks. Okay, I'll make it for the 10-week. I actually ended up going with the 9-week appointment just because scheduling, it worked better. But I'm not as in a rush to get in and be seen, and it's kind of, I know the routine now. Gabby's been really excited about the baby coming. Today was our first day of school, like I said, so we sat down with the calendar and we put a sticker on the month of May, and I said this is when the baby should be coming. So we flipped through all the months before then. I said I'll still be pregnant here. The baby will still be in my tummy here, and her eyes kept getting bigger and she goes, wow, that's a long time. I said, yep, it is. But she's super excited. She told me over the last couple days, she said, Mommy, as soon as you push out the baby, can I hold it? I said, yes, honey, you can hold it real soon after the baby's born. And then she told me, Mommy, when you have the baby, can I stay at Grandma's? Because I don't want to hear you screaming. I said, yes, honey, you can stay with Grandma. It's funny, the things that she comes up with. And Lily doesn't fully get it. You ask her, where's the baby? And she points to her tummy like she has a baby in her tummy. But I know she's going to be super excited once the baby's here. She loves babies. She just doesn't understand the concept that the baby's growing in my tummy. That might change too once she's older and the baby starts to get bigger and you can see those physical changes. I guess that's it. I am out of breath all the time. Just talking makes me out of breath. So it makes the workouts harder. My blood pressure was fine at the doctor's. I never really had an issue with that. I do take prenatal, calcium, and fish oil. Last pregnancy, my blood pressure did get high for a little bit. It was kind of a stressful time. My dad had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I was thinking he might not make it to the end of my pregnancy. So I think that had something to do with it, but I was reading up on natural ways to get it down and drinking extra water and taking extra calcium. And that's what I started doing, was I took more calcium than I was doing. I was only taking 1 pill a day, not always. I'm not very religious on my calcium, or at least I wasn't. And I upped it to just 2, which is still the recommended daily amount, and it brought my blood pressure down, and I never had issues with it afterwards. So that was awesome. But yeah, so that was all okay. I guess that's it for this week's update. I suggest if you are pregnant and you're looking for anything like this, this is a really, really good one. I really like it. You don't have to go too detailed. I like to write. I didn't know how detailed I was gonna write about symptoms. You know, do you want to write about the constipation or bloody shows and that kind of stuff? You know, more gruesome details. Because I plan on giving it to the girls when they're older. I don't know if a son would ever be interested in it, but I'm sure my girls, if they ever want to have babies, I would have loved to read something like this from my mom when she was pregnant, to compare that. But I ended up writing in every detail because it's nice for me to go back on. If they don't like it, then they can stop reading and not read it. Or they can ask me, so how'd you feel on a day like today? And I can look and edit it for them. I don't know. But I decided to put in every detail. That's kind of me. I'm a sharer. So, alright guys, I think I've talked enough this week. I'm going to need to edit quite a bit out of this, I think. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.